Hello everybody, Melissa of Inner Sounds Academy here with Saturn and my first ever mallet that I bought 10 years ago. It's a Paiste M3 mallet. It's one of my favorites. It's really heavy. It's great for just like really nice big hits. But there's a story behind this mallet. Okay, so at the time, thanks Saturn, when I was, if you reverse 10 years ago when I first started sound healing, I had been healing for a while with the crystal bowls. At the time, I was dealing with a lot of personal problems in my life. My dad fell mentally ill really, really fast and gravely ill. So I was dealing with just a lot of huge anxiety. I was so scared for him, and he just couldn't get any help, and things were deteriorating really fast for him, as well as just feeling really depressed about losing my dad, you know, at a very young age. And he unfortunately, he never came back, you know. He was just gone for the rest of my life, like physically there for a few more years, and then he actually passed away from his illness in a really tragic way. So at the time, I had been healing with these crystal bowls beautifully. They helped me so much during that time of just reducing my anxiety, the stress, the physical tension in my body, restoring my nervous system so I could sleep finally again. My appetite was stimulated, my digestion was better. Like it just kind of, the crystal bowls evened everything out on a very physical level. But from that sort of spiritual, that kind of deeper healing, like the grief of losing my dad was still clouding me. And I was still feeling really, you know, pretty depressed and just gray. I just felt really, didn't have any life force, kind of, despite all these other healings happening. So I knew I needed to get a gong, and but I purchased this mallet, and I think it was something like almost like 6 months of me just kind of like looking at it, and then I'd like put it under my bed and I'd get it back out, you know, because I just had a mallet. I did not have a gong, and I'd like put it under my dresser, and then I'd bring it out again, and I'd like hit the bed, you know, and I was like, I don't know, I knew somewhere deep inside that buying this mallet was gonna unlock something inside of me, like a really big shift. I was like, if I get one gong, I just have a feeling it's going to change my entire life trajectory. Not just on a spiritual level, like on every level. And I was kind of afraid. I was like, I don't know. Am I ready for that? Can I handle this mallet? What it might mean? Also, like, do I want to be like a gong person? Like, who are those people? You know, I'm just like this regular person who's like suffering, you know. I was just like, I eat meat, I drink beer, I don't know, I don't fit in with what I was sort of seeing, you know, online with sound healing, or not, it wasn't online at all, I'm just in person, really. I wasn't seeing myself represented there in that sphere. And so I had the mallet, it's rotating, it's like in, and then it's out again, it's hiding somewhere, you know, kind of hiding this part of myself too, right? There's like symbolism there, definitely. And then finally I was like, okay, I am buying a friggin' gong. And I bought Jupiter, who's not up right now, but I also bought Mercury like 3 weeks later, and then I bought Mars, and then I bought Venus. You know, I was just, oh, see, yeah, you know where it's at, honey. Look at that, still Mercury, just a star. You're just a star. So it led to, yes, a huge life shift. And it changed my entire course. Within about a year, I started doing public sound baths. I was feeling really wonderful. The gongs definitely healed my depression and uplifted me out of that, gave me this sort of deep spiritual stability, right? Like an inner stability that I needed, because my dad was still going to be this vortex, this hurricane of craziness. But I had created something really special inside. So I just wanted to share that story in a vulnerable way, because I know sometimes just how hard it is to make these steps in life, right? Especially when you know they might take you somewhere very, very different. So thank you very much for listening to my story of my very ever first mallet and where it's lived, If you have those kind of obstacles too that you've encountered, please leave a comment below so we can form a little bit of a community and be vulnerable together. All right. Take care. Thank you.